After getting to Vientiane, the first order of business was finding a place to live. Uh, and I searched around for a little while until I finally came across an old hotel that was being renovated by two guys. One was an ex-Air America mechanic, and the other one was ex-embassy type. And he'd been fired from the embassy because he'd married a North Vietnamese, and he was in a sensitive area, so they didn't want any information coming from the embassy to this new wife who they didn't know whether she was friendly or unfriendly to American interests in Laos. But I finally found a place, an old hotel called the Settha Palace. It was a two-story hotel and had been bought by two guys, or actually rented by these two guys. One was the two that I mentioned before. And they were making a good try in renovating this thing and getting it all up to standard. I got a room on the second floor, which was fairly decent, and I got a reduced rate because I paid by the month instead of by the day. On the second floor, we had a great view of the Red Chinese Embassy on the other side of a road that bordered the crossroad for the hotel. They also had a bar. It was called the Pub, mainly because the proprietor there was British, and he claimed to have been a magician in London. And he had a variety of card tricks. It was the main thing. And one of them, after I got to know him very well, he brought me into the fold and showed me how the card trick was done. And it was a stacked deck. And as long as he flashed me the bottom card, I knew what card the person had drawn. This was a lot of fun. It was good for some free drinks. And one group came from Indiana, and they were investigating psychic phenomenon in the Far East. Well, this opened the door for that ticket, and I did the whole routine with Monty, and by just putting my fingers to my head and looking like I was trying to visualize what they'd drawn, and did that about 3 times, and they were totally convinced that I had psychic powers. Well, I wasn't going to break their bubble, and they weren't going to be there very long before they went back to the States. There was also another fellow there on the second floor who was a loadmaster with Air America. And the 4th of July rolled around in Vientiane, Laos, and there was no great celebration anywhere, fireworks or the rest of that, but we had liberated some M80 firecrackers that was used by the Lao government to train people simulating incoming rounds. Well, this gave us an idea. We went up to the second floor, and on the second floor, the end of the corridor, you could just about see the Red Chinese Embassy, and we would light these things and fling them in their direction, thinking they might want to join in with this happy day. But no, they thought they were under attack, and all embassies worldwide, whenever in danger or doubt, they want to run in little circles and scream and shout, and they did this with great enthusiasm. And we could hear the pandemonium over there until one guy said, "Calm down," and he called the American embassy and told them they were under attack. Well, the American embassy promptly notified the Laotian army that there was a disturbance in town and gave them the location of the embassy that was being attacked. Well, we didn't know that this went on, so when we ran out of firecrackers, we went down to the pub on the ground floor and started celebrating ourselves with plenty of Heineken beer. Soon we could see through the window on the pub that there was a 6-by rolling up with troops on board. Wow, this is kind of interesting. And they stopped in front of the hotel, and all these troops charged into the hotel, fixed bayonets and all. Well, we didn't realize what the hell they're getting excited about, but found out that the Red Chinese Embassy thought they were attacked and being attacked from the hotel. Well, they charged up to the second floor, and there was a helio pilot that had just come in from up country, and he and his wife stayed in a room on the second floor down at the end of the corridor. Well, they could hear giggling and carryings on inside this room, so they broke the door down and found he and his wife in the shower. Well, obviously they were guilty because they were the only ones up there making a disturbance. So they promptly hauled them off to a Laotian jail. We thought this was all pretty funny, but then the chief of security came in from the embassy into the bar and looked at us and knew we were the guilty parties. Well, he saw humor in this, which saved us from joining the other bunch in the Laotian jail. But he bought us a drink and we bought him a drink, and he promised to go down and spring them from the Huskow. And that was an interesting operation. There are many other little tales that went on in the Settha Palace Hotel, which I understand now has been renovated and is really kind of a first-class place. Back then it was okay, but it wasn't a posh hotel by any stretch of the imagination. Thank you.